Hey, y'all. It's me, Dr. Lynn Daniel, PhD, EDS. I am the self care evangelist and I teach about the importance of self care. How are you all doing today? I hope everyone is well and doing great and having a wonderful day. So, today I want to talk about what problems are you going to conquer in 2023? What problems are you going to conquer in 2023? You have a few more days to consider it, to ponder it, to make your list, and to buckle down and get your mind right, to square away with these nagging problems that keep rising up and interfering with your well being. I feel like I'm qualified to talk to you all about conquering problem because I've had my share in my time of living on planet Earth. I won't tell you the number of years, but it's been more than you. It's been multiple decades, more than many of you. And during that time, I have learned quite a bit from some of the best, some of the most intelligent, talented, smart people from all walks of life. And what I've learned from people who are from the institutions of higher learning, from the institutions of religion, from the institutions of family and the home, I've learned quite a bit. All right. Okay. So it's important for us to really consider 2023, to use these last remaining days of the year to carve out a blueprint, a sketch, an outline, something to get you started in the direction that you want to go in for 2023. You don't have to make New Year's resolutions if that's not your thing. You don't have to promise yourself to achieve anything. No. You simply want to get your mind right. You want to identify some problem that keeps dragging on you. Can you imagine every year, every month, every week, every day, every hour of the day, having that problem chained to you and you're dragging that chain through life? Hmm? So now, there are times when just a simple switch of point of view can turn that problem into an opportunity, a possibility, just with the simple switch of perspective and point of view and knowledge about how to deal with the problem. Just a simple switch can turn a problem into a possibility. Did you know that? Just a simple switch, a mental framework of mindset, of point of view. Turning your problems into possibilities and opportunities is only for the brave. It's not for the weak at heart, the faint, the weak. Here's what I will say about the weak: those who can admit that they are weak and they call on help from the strong, those individuals, those weak individuals, will outlast some of the strongest individuals. But those who are just ready to surrender, you're ready to surrender, like you give in, like that's it. I have no more fight in me, or I have no more resolve. I have nothing left in me. I can't go on. And we all get there. And so today I'm going to sound a little preachy because I am the self-care evangelist. So forgive my name. I can't help myself. My dad was, I'll tell you a little bit about my story. So my parents said, my mom and dad, my mom told me this. When they were young, my parents have been together since they were like middle school or high school age. They knew each other, and then they started dating, and then they got married very young, and they stayed together until my dad parted the earth, left, they parted ways that way. But when my dad was young, his family was heavily involved in their church, in church life, religion, biblical teachings, and those ways of living. And then, of course, you have rebellion, because how else do you learn? How else do you discover truth for you? You have that stage of rebellion, right? Which really sometimes, I mean, you can look at rebellion as someone trying to assert their independence, to make their own choices. But even still, parents and those of you who are like me, square L7, you live in your life set on principles that are pretty set and pretty structured. And some people may say rigid. And then, you raise your family and your children in the parameters of your faith and belief. If your child is going outside of the belief, don't give up on them. Continue to love them and nurture them and pray for them and encourage them and allow them the space to grow. Because if the way that you are living is truth and is accurate, like based on true biblical principles or true north principles of life, there are fundamental truths. Some people don't believe that. There are fundamental truths. That's why we have laws of conservation, laws, these different various scientific laws and mathematical laws, because there are laws and principles in the earth, in the universe, if you will, in the creation system. And so, just a word of encouragement, those of you who are L7s like me, and your children are rebelling against that, love them. Okay. All right. But so many of us have problems. So I had problems growing up. I was a sickly child. Adults cursed my life, said I was going to all sorts of illegitimate word curses on my life because I was a sickly child. I had a medical condition that the medical care back in the 60s and 70s was experimental. They were learning. And so I was a guinea pig. And because medicine was new, then the elders in your communities and your families they were the seat of knowledge and the source of wisdom and empowerment for the community. And if the elders said that that child is cursed, That child is going to die young. That child won't live to see the age of 40. That child is going to be whatever, right? Then if they said it, their word was law. And you lived under the curse of their law, which means that your community expected you, me in my case, they had an expectation of me based on what the elders said. And so for me to live my life in ways that defied what the elders said put me in a position of being an outcast. Okay? So I've dealt with problems my whole life. I know how to deal with problems. Plenty of problems. Health problems, childhood health issues. But I was very grateful that my parents were able to get me into a good children's clinic. And I had very good health care for many, many years as a child because of my parents. They defied the expectations of the elders. I don't know what consequences they face for their defiance, but I do know that they're putting me in the care of good medical, like traditional Americanized medical or science-based medicine. It was what I needed at that age. It was what I needed. It's what I still rely on. And so that's a part of why I am qualified to talk about healthcare and self-care. Not healthcare as a professional, but healthcare as one of the solutions, one of the resources available to us as we seek our self-care and as we build our self-care teams. Healthcare professionals are great resources. They're not the only resources, but they're great resources. Okay. I've been talking almost 13 minutes, and I really hope that you all are hearing and feeling my heart, like my my heart, my spirit, that I am positioned as an educator, as a scholar, to help people address, disassemble problems, attack problems, address problems, deconstruct problems, and then rebuild, map out, construct solutions. There are systems that help you to do that. And I know the systems. I have applied the systems to my life. Let me tell you about when I was working on my doctorate, my PhD. So all of the pre-candidacy work, the book work, easy peasy pretty much. Routine on a graduate level, like postgraduate, but intensive, like a lot of it, but manageable because most doctorates, doctoral candidates are L7s in some regard. It's something about us that is square. We like learning. We like the parameters around the learning process. And so I handled the coursework easily. The challenge came once I became a candidate. Oh, you're in the fight now. Once you pass candidacy in the PhD program or whatever doctoral program you're in, now you're in the fight. Now you are the warrior in the arena. Now you have to learn how to use your tools, your skills to debate, to convince, to discover, to align, to disem- disembark or tear down and rebuild, reconstruct, deconstruct and reconstruct. That's when the fight begins in candidacy. You start writing that dissertation. Okay, I'm not a dissertation coach. I surely could have used one when I was working on my PhD. But if I would have had a mindset coach or a problem deconstructor coach, I believe I would have been able to navigate my situation more succinctly, smoothly, methodically, timely, even. So when you look at problems, you have to look at problems from the perspective of problems are a part of systems, and there are many types of systems that bring about various types of solutions. And if you can discover the type of problem system that your problem is a part of, you'll have it. You'll have pretty much what tools you need to attack the problem. Perspective is number one tool. Your perspective about the problem. So see, if you're enjoying the problem without being aware that you're enjoying it, you're constantly talking about it, you're nurturing it, you're petting that problem, you carry that problem with you like a pet. You tell everybody about it, you're showing it off. You're nurturing that problem. You're getting something, you're gaining something from the entanglement with that problem. If that is what you're doing, if you're constantly thinking about it, constantly ruminating over it, constantly checking in on the problem, but not doing anything to ameliorate that problem is like a part of it's a part of you. It's embedded in you. It's like a leech sucked in on you. And it's probably so big now. If it were a leech, you know how leeches can be small and they stay on you and they grow as they suck your blood. That problem probably would be like massive on your body, right? So we have to really change our perspective. And I hope you all are able to, I encourage you, go back and look at my information that I've shared about mindset, because mindset is not fluff, you know? I don't care how people present mindset. They may present it in a way that to you it seems like fluff, but it is not. It is serious business. Even in the Bible, let your mind, this mind be in you as it is in Christ Jesus. Now that's a paraphrase. That's my paraphrase. Renew your mind is in the Bible, right? Think on these things that are lovely, true, right? These are my paraphrases. You can look them up yourself. I am the self-care evangelist. Evangelist is in my name because that's a part of my belief system, and the part it's a part of how I share, right? An evangelist is a person who goes about sharing good news. And so I'm sharing good news about self-care with you, but it's anchored in biblical truth. So you need to know that. I'm not going to try to convert you or, that's not my thing, My thing is to show you right now, to show you the importance of self-care. And right now, mindset. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. I hope you heard that. And I hope you felt that in your spirit deep down, because I want to help my family and my community, my loved ones and my community, anyone in my community who is facing a problem, that you are ready to deconstruct. And you've tried other things, and you've tried other avenues, then you might be a candidate to look at these systems to deconstruct problems. All right? Thank you for being here today, for giving me 22 minutes of your time. I truly appreciate your time. All right. I'm Dr. Lynn Daniel, PhD, EDS. I am the self-care evangelist. Be blessed.